Welcome to All in the Lions Poker Podcast, Season 6, Episode 2. I'm Lee McDonald Jr.
King Marty and Andi.
And joining us today is Mr. Keith Fazio. How you doing, Keith?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good. Just like Larry David. Pretty good. Although all those Curb Your Enthusiasm fans. But yeah, we're happy you're here. It's just going to be me and Marty as hosts. Andy is out and Chris is out, but it's no big deal. It's just, unfortunately, timing restraints and stuff like that.
Quality over quantity is what it is.
Oh, I did not want to say it. Thank you, Marty, for biting the bullet on that one. But yeah, so we got Keith out. He's one of our new AIA joined members. He subbed with us in the previous season, and he's taken off. He's really red hot in the Beaver League. That's where we recruited him. And now he's joined us. He's red hot in the AIA League. He subbed for Ronnie last season and did really well for Ronnie. And he's off to a hot start from last week and looks to do even better this week. But yeah, so since it's just me and Marty and Keith, we're going to talk about last week a little bit. I think Marty was at the same table as me. And I believe, Keith, you were at the same table as me, weren't you as well?
Yeah, we were sitting right next to each other.
Yeah, so it's going to be kind of tough for us to kind of go over the entire league since all three of us sat at the same table. But Keith, why don't you let us know how your night went?
It started off pretty good. My first hand, I flopped the nut flush, and I checked it, and Tony 2 and next to me, and he raised like 50K. Everybody folded except Noe, and he called. So I called, and then next card came out. Didn't really matter. Checked it again. Tony again goes in, raises it like another 25. Me and Noe both call. Next card comes out. Doesn't matter. And he raised it 75, and Noe called. And so I go, let's just put 100 on top of that. And both of them called, and I flipped over the nut flush, and They both weren't very happy about that. They said, "How are you? Why were you checking that?" I said, "Because you guys were betting for me."
Slow play, yeah. I mean, if they're gonna bet, let them bet. Hey, you're allowed to act. So,
yeah. And so
was that the best hand of the night for you?
That was the best hand of the night, because after that, I had a couple good hands, and then my C went dry.
I remember that too.
You know, like I pretty much blinded out. I got Sue a couple of times with some pretty good hands where we were going back and forth, but
yeah, you were both the dealers at our table, weren't you?
Yeah.
Dealers had a hard time. I mean, y'all were dealing, but y'all weren't dealing to yourselves.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy because with me and Sue were going back and forth, and I took out a big chunk of her chips, and then I went dead, and then Dan came in and ended up taking her out and got her special bounty.
Yeah.
So
you did all the work and he cleaned it up.
Yeah. And then he actually was the one who took me out, because it got to the point where I was down to like one more blind, and he raised it. And if I would have called, I would have even had a full blind. So I just went all in. I needed like a 10 to hit a straight or something like that. Yeah. And I didn't hit. And so I still made it to like the pretty far. I think I was on the bubble or two from the final table.
Yeah.
So
dungeon always gets broken down first. So who knows what the hell happened in there?
Yeah.
Do you guys remember who was in which table? I know we normally have Andy here to tell us who's at each table, but y'all remember the tables?
Hell no, I don't remember.
Yeah.
Well, I know, and I misspoke earlier. Marty, you were at, was it table 1, I think?
Yeah, I was at table 1.
Yeah, you're at table 1. So me and Keith were at table 2, and then who was at table 3? Y'all chatted.
I want to say Tina was on 3.
That's the second week in a row she was in table 3 she started. And dominated again. And by the way, she dominated the whole night again. So 2 weeks in a row, Tina, the champion of season, I think it was 10 or 11, she dominated week 2. She took first place overall with chips. And I don't know if she had the most points of the night, but it was definitely another dominating performance. Thank you, Gabe, for chiming in. We hope you get better, by the way. Gabe just recently checked into the hospital for kidney stones, but is doing good. He's all drugged up, feeling good. He's probably even out of the hospital as we speak, but hopefully he's getting better. And we will definitely see you Thursday. And but he's chiming in. He said that Michael, Nate, and Phil were all at table 3 and didn't have a prayer. Tina just dominated. I think Phil went out early. I think Nate hung around. If I remember, he made it to the final table, and so did Michael. So 2 weeks in a row, Michael made it. Mario, why don't you tell us how your day went?
Yeah, so my day was pretty interesting. I mean, the kid showed up a little bit. I mean, he showed up early. Robert was at my table. I can't remember who all else was at my table because I have such a shitty memory. That's the problem with doing these podcasts 7 days later is I can't remember any of the action that happened, right? The kid
too.
Yeah, Marcia was at our table too. When the kid and Marcia are at the table together, I always notice there's some kind of it's always a qualm issue, right? So either he doesn't want to deal with her, she don't want to deal with him, or they don't want to deal with each other, period. So he was kind of losing a little early, and he voted to go into the dungeon.
Yeah. Table changed because Tina and all the people getting eliminated. So yeah, he did go to table 3. Not for long, I heard though.
Yeah, it wasn't for long. He got knocked out shortly afterwards. But my cards were running. I was doing a pretty good job. You know, it's always hard to go against somebody who plays as I'm not going to say use the word ridiculously, but as wild as Robert does, right? So,
oh man,
you know what I'm saying? When he gets when he gets into a rhythm or whatever of kind of antsy and making these wild decisions of sniffing his cards and kind of just feeling the table and just kind of trying to figure out a way to get an edge, it makes it hard because you got to really, like I told you before, you got to really kind of know what's in your hand and how to play calculated. So, but the cards were playing good. My favorite part of the night, obviously, which we all and everybody on this podcast right now, all 3 of us can attest that that's the reason why Chris, the house Woodmansey, is not on this call, is because I knocked his ass right out.
Hell yeah.
That play, there was I think there was 3 diamonds that popped off. You know, so he kind of had a straight flush option. He had a pair of 6s. I had a king, and Tony had a queen or jack of diamonds. So we were all kind of on a flush draw. Nobody really, the betting wasn't really scaring us away, if you will. I know I was kind of chasing, but I had the high end option on that. So out comes the board. It was me, Tony, and Chris. Chris and Tony both were all in, and I knocked both of them out, which was some decent bounty points.
Yep.
And then early on, which I hate this, early on, I battled against Mike, which, by the way, was probably the hardest call this season so far for me to go in and call it. He had, what I thought was a full house. I thought he had hit the trips. I mean, I thought he had hit the full house or trips. And, man, he played it well. He bet well. He bet, I don't know if he did go all in. And it took me a minute, and I actually caught him. He had jacks, I think, and I caught him with I can't remember what I caught him with, but I knocked him out, and he was not happy about that. But I understand it because the call took me forever to make. It wasn't an easy one, and he played it like he had trips or a full house. So it took me a minute, and then I made the call. So luckily it worked out the way it did, and that's kind of it. I was able to kind of maintain and make myself in the top back into the running because being the bottom 3 I didn't feel comfortable with that. So
yeah, stuff. Yeah, you made a good comeback. You made a very good comeback.
Yeah, so
my night was pretty steady. I actually won a lot of pots. Probably the biggest one was against Dan. Dan was at the table. Sue and Keith were dealing. Tony, too, was there for a minute, but when Mike went down, like in the hand you were talking about, or maybe not Mike, but it was somebody else that went down on table 1, and Tony, too, had to move over there. So he left, and what was left at my table was Noe and Michael, who was to my right. Me and Michael played pretty steady. He, like smartest man in the room, I always say that he plays the best hands and premium hands and make sure to value all his chips. But for me, I didn't bluff a lot. I played a lot of premium hands. And again, the best hand was against Dan. We both had trip 10s, and I had the king kicker. But on the turn is when the third 10 came for both of us. And I make a pretty good, decent bet. I think it was $50K, and the blinds are only 4-8. And he bumps it up to 150, and I said, okay, I'll call. At that point, I didn't know if I was beat, if he already had the boat or not, but I thought if he went all in, that he would have had that. So I call him, and I thought I hope he doesn't have ace 10. And So we get to the river and I check and he checks because I think we're both scared of each other. And he shows, he shows 10. I said, oh, I got one of those. And I show him 10 and I hide the king in slow roll, I think is what they call it. And so he wasn't happy when I eventually show him the king. So I ended up winning that hand. I think that was the biggest hand I won, but just steadily winning other hands as well. Felt good for the night. I think I built it up to about maybe 700K by the time we got broken down. And then so we made the final table, and final table, Marty was there. I was there, Marcia, and then Tina was there, of course, because she dominated. And if I remember right, Andi was there for a minute, I think. And Dan made it to the final table as well. I'm trying to remember Michael was there to his right. Michael, unfortunately, was out first at the final table. Like I said earlier, he was playing smart, but he didn't play a lot of hands, so he didn't build a big stack.
He's not aggressive at all.
Yeah,
not aggressive at all.
If he doesn't catch the hands, he has a hard time maintaining his chips. So he was low chip stack, and by the time the blinds got there, I think we were at 40-80 or somewhere close to that. And so by the time the blinds finally got to him, he had to go all in against Tina. And of course, she's got like 5-7 times the chip stack that he's got. So she snap calls him. And I don't think she had the hand, but she hits on the hand and got rid of him. So Michael went out first. And then it came down to you and Tina, I think. Marty, was that right? Did you and Tina go heads up?
Yeah, so let's chat about this whole Tina coming to this table thing, okay? But with Robert and with Tina at the table, remember, I've never seen this in person, but there were seven all in hands before we went to the final table.
Oh, so crazy, yeah.
Like 7 all in hands. And like I said, she led with 4 of them.
4 in a row.
And 4 in a row, back to back, all in hands. And one of them, I think we talked about this, I thought, was 8-5 suited, right? And so it's just kind of crazy to me. Like I said, of the way, I mean, and when you get a chip lead and when you get a chip stack or whatever, but it was just kind of interesting to see how the night played out on that end of it. So
it did. And so poker is so much playing the player, bullying with your big chip stack, and just the timing of everything. It's so much. It's like, the players that are playing chess, and sometimes the other players are playing just checkers. But when she comes to the final table with the chip stack that she had, she could basically raise every single hand and still fold and not be hurt by even a little bit. That's how big she probably had the amount of chips that the whole rest of the table had.
So I would say this, Marcia was on her heels though. So
she did. Marcia had just a minimum chip stack, but she played it great. And against Tina, I think she won a couple hands and doubled up twice. And Robert, though, he couldn't catch the hands. I think he was out after Michael, if I remember right. Maybe he was in before that.
I think it was after Michael.
Yeah. So pretty much the time runs out, and that's what our league is. It's a time league. Once it hits, I think it's like 11 or basically 10 minutes or 15 minutes after the last round, we don't have eliminations or we don't play it to the final, which we've been trying to talk to Chris about, maybe changing a rule about that, or maybe one week where we finally make it to a final 2. But once that clock hits it.
Look, here's what and this is kind of what I brought up to Chris too, was the problem with that. And I know nobody else really understands it, but is that can go on all freaking night. We're in this dude's house already until 11, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And so we get that last 2 standing, that could go on until fucking 1 a.m. So
yeah. So we start at 7:30, we end pretty much at 11:30, but it doesn't matter who's in. I think we had about 4 survivals. I think it was Tina, Marcia, and then who was third? I'm trying to remember who was third. I was 4th, and then I think Dan also survived at 5th. Or maybe Dan was 3rd, and then somebody else was 5th. But I can't remember. But we got the standings posted in the group chat.
Yeah, so it was Tina got first, Marcia got second. You want me to go through them real quick or whatever?
Oh, yeah, if you don't mind.
Yeah, so out first was Jacob. Then it was Mike. Then Andi. Then Priscilla. Then Junior. Then Tony. Then Chris the House. Then it was Gavin, Sue, Nate, Aubrey, Gabe, Robert in 11th, Keith in 10th, Noe at 9th, me at 8th, Chris Saunders is 7th. Michael, Dan, Peyton, Lee, Marcia, and Tina.
That's who it was, is my son. How could I forget my son? So, yeah, he had it up there. Peyton had a pretty good night. He was in a dungeon to start with, and he had missed the first week, so he definitely needed a comeback week like you did, Marty, and managed to make the final table and did come back, so did very well. Oh, I think Andy's trying to chime in. Andy, log in, please.
She says she's on a work call. So
damn it, never mind.
Yeah. But survivals, by the way, were Michael, Ben, Marcia, Lee, Dan, Tina, and Peyton. So
Oh, Michael did survive. I thought he got eliminated.
it says MB as survival. So
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Well, good for Michael. He made it. And so, yeah, good night. And Marcia actually almost came back to take Chipley because she took that off of Tina. So, yeah, good on Marcia. You're right, though. When it's her and the kid, her son, at the same table, it's not the same as when they're separate. It's either, and it's like one or the other. So if they're at the same table, one will do bad, the other do okay or good. And it just happened that night they were at the same table and the kid did bad. You know, it's no fault of their own. It's just, I think they just get in each other's heads a little bit.
yeah.
I want to say the kid went out by going all in with a 7-2.
Oh, that's right. You're right. I remember now. He tried to bluff his way in. And that's really the only time when you're short stacked that you can do that. Because in our league, we get certain points for like bounties and other things, high hand. And 7 deuces, one of those special rules that me and Chris come up with that if you happen to win with 7 deuce, you get a point. So it just makes it really fun and interesting. And yeah, he got caught. And unfortunately, probably against Tina, if I remember. So he had 7 deuce and got eliminated.
Well, the very first hand of the night, Noe went all in with a 7-2, and Dan really didn't want to fold. He said, "I know what you have," and you even said, "I know what he has," and Dan ended up folding.
So you just can't do it, though.
He bet like 50K and had like 2 callers, and then went all in.
And
And they
almost all in before pre-flop. He almost said it before.
Yep.
It was so funny. But yeah, so it was an interesting night. So we've had 2 weeks so far. Again, Tina dominated both weeks, but she almost got caught. But good for her that she still took first place in 2 weeks in a row. But again, I don't know how the points worked out. I'm pretty sure she had the eliminations this week, unlike the first week where Robert had most of the eliminations. So he took the most points, even though he didn't have the chip stack.
No, Tina actually took the most souls that night.
That's what I thought. She swept points and eliminations. All right, so that's week 2, and week 3 is coming up. So that'll be the first, we can call it the first quarter of the league. Placement wise, I want to say it's definitely Tina and Robert in the top 2.
You want me to go through the placements too?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Let's go. In last place right now at 23rd is Mike with 8 points. Junior with 8 points, tied with 23rd. 22nd is Jacob with 9. 20th, Eric and Gavin tied with 13. 19th is Priscilla with 16. 18th is Nate with 17. 17th is Aubrey with 18. That's freaking weird. 15th is Gabe with 21. Are tied with Sue at 21. 12th is tied with Andy and Tony with 24. And Peyton with 24. 11th place is Marty with 26. 9th is tied with Chris W. and Keith, 29 points. 8th place is Chris Saunders, the cut, with 35 points. 7th place is Michael. Why can't I say that? Jesus. Michael with 37. 6th place, Noe with 38. 5th, Marcia, 40. 4th is Dan, 42. 3rd, Robert, 49. 2nd, Lee, 53. And 1st, Tina with 61.
Nice. That was a hell of a couple weeks. 61 in 2 weeks. That's averaging 30 a week. So that's a hell of a start for Tina. So she's going to be tough to knock out at first.
All right. I'm going to say something, and I don't want this to be upsetting anybody, but I'm going to wait. I'll wait till the porcelain corner. All right.
All right.
I do have a surprise for us. I put something together for our group and our league, wherever you guys are going to get to experience it on Thursday. So
yes, I love it. So be there. I'm sure everybody that is on the fence about going, sometimes people are like, I'll take a week off, whatever, but hopefully this will bring everybody. And also one reminder we had a discussion before we started about people that are wanting to use subs and have to call in. So the new rule is that you have to do it by 7. If it's after 7 o'clock, no subs are allowed. You just take 1 point for being out. So we definitely want to encourage, if you know you're going to be gone or even think there's a shot, let us know in group chat, let Chris know, let me know, let Marty know that if you even have a slightest possibility of being out, give us a heads up so we can get you a sub on call. That way, if you let us know ahead of time, we can get everything prepared. Because already here it is 2 weeks, and we've had, I think, 2 or 3 different instances where people call in at the last second, we can't get you subs, and you got to take low points. I mean, money's involved. Let's go ahead and try to get the best preparations and get you a sub if needed, because we don't want you to take the least amount of points as possible if we can get you a sub.
Yeah.
All right. And also another thing on kind of off topic, one of our former members and a former champion, a former duos champion with me, Miss Stephanie, she is preparing a pretty awesome tournament that's for charity that'll be coming up on the 21st of February. So everybody spread the word. She has got a venue. She is also partnering up with the Beaver League that's run by Mr. Craig Lopez. It'll be sponsored by both leagues. We're going to try to get as many people involved. We're hoping to have at least 50 minimum, and it's going to be a big tournament. It's on Saturday, February 21st, with more news to come. If you have any questions, let us know in group chat. Send me a side text. Let us know if you're interested. We'll get you in the reserve list. But again, it is for charity, and it's sponsored by both leagues. And she also has a very big surprise for us on how the structure is going to be. We don't know exactly what the full structure of it is, but it's definitely going to be something new. And on top of everything else, she's got a new podcast she's going to have start soon just for her. I believe it's called The Queen of Spades. So she will be doing a podcast. So be on the lookout for that. She's going to send out a link soon for us to be able to listen to that. So that's going to be pretty cool. So a lot of things happening by Stephanie, and we're all excited about it.
Yeah, and on to add to that, congratulations, Stephanie, by the way. I have my own candle line. It's men's smells by Marty. So if you like the smell of formaldehyde, car oil, used car oil, and burnt matches, that's my new line coming out. So I'll give you guys the the merch line for that and connection for that. So
hopefully it'll be a little bit better connection with our merch line that we did with the AIA. We had a little bit of connection issues there, but we got the links up at our Facebook page. Oh,
we're getting better. We're getting better. I tell you right.
Yeah, the old blog and the old website are still in the construction, but Facebook's all right.
Fucking website. We're not gonna have a website. Chris the House Woodmansey is on right now. I don't know why he's being quiet.
Oh, Chris, you're here. Hey.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, you made it.
What up, bud?
Truck.
Hey, we were just talking about how you did last week. You want to give us a rundown?
No. I don't remember.
We took care of that for you, bud. Hey, thanks for coming on.
Hey, what's up, Keith? What's up, bud?
What up, man?
How you been?
I'm doing good. I missed you last night.
I missed you too. Who won?
I don't know. I got out second to last table.
Oh, well, good job for making that long.
Yeah. Tried to represent. I wore my AI shirt over my Beaver shirt.
Nice.
So I got my extra chips, but then just had an AI shirt on all night.
Did you wear the one with Dan?
Yes, I did.
Nice.
But I had my jacket on, so the AI jacket. So.
All right. Well, this is where Chris comes out, but I don't have the recorder here with me, so it's gonna be Chris probes you. So I'm gonna go in myself.
Hey, Keith, real quick before you do that, Chris. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Kudos to wearing double jackets. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
All right, so this is where Chris probes a guest. So I'm going to go in nice and dry, and then they are. Not a lot of people listen to this podcast, so these questions hopefully they don't listen to it.
Hold on. What kind of advocate? What are you talking about? We have so many we have people that are on a waiting line to subscribe. What do you mean?
I hear you. He doesn't know that. I'm gonna ask him questions, and hopefully he's more comfortable to state these answers.
We don't give a shit if Keith is uncomfortable or not. Hey, Keith, if you don't want to answer the fucking question, don't answer the question. But
no, yeah, dude. Every question is asked. He has to answer it.
Yeah, I don't care who's listening. I'll answer it.
Yeah, thank you. Exactly. Bro, are you on a gummy right now, Chris?
No.
Get your shit together. Let's go.
Okay. All right. So welcome to the probing, Keith. So you pull your pants down like you did before, and just bend over.
Yep. No lube.
No, it's peanut butter. All right. So Keith, you played with Beaver for a couple, like 6 months before Yessie appeared in an AIA guest appearance. What was your expectation and thought?
Well, my expectations were already met because I subbed for you guys last season, right? And so, so most of the guys that I'm like cool with in Beaver already played with you guys, and so when you hit me up to sub, it's just a chiller environment. It's a better game. It's not free roll, so you don't have the same type of play that happens in a free roll game, and it's like a big family, so I enjoy it. I liked from day one. It was like, okay, yeah, these are my boys, and now I'm just having a good time,
Nice. That's the atmosphere we're trying to shoot for sure. Okay. Now, what got you into poker? Why poker?
I've played poker like since I was a kid. I moved out here from California, unfortunately, a year ago, and I'd always have cash games and go to cash games and stuff like that, like buddies' houses and stuff like that. But when I moved to Texas, I didn't know anybody. All I did was work, and so I actually saw Beaver like advertising on Facebook, and I was like, "Oh, that sounds fun. It's a free league."
Don't click
And-
it.
Huh?
I saw Beaver on Facebook. I was like, don't click it. Don't click it.
Oh yeah, yeah. But yeah, so and it just the first game I went to was at Jack's, which is around the corner from my house, and so it was like a night that I was off, and I was like, okay, cool, let's go, and I actually ended up winning that night, first game playing, and just started kind of coming to games and everything like that, and met Dan and Phil and Nate, like some cool guys, and then I met you, and we hit it off. You're a cool guy. And Lee, and
Yeah, but Marty's a dick, right? Gotcha.
Well, I was on this podcast lying, right? Is that what we're doing? Okay.
I didn't meet him until I got to AIA.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
everyone at AIA is so welcoming, like first time there, everybody introduces themselves and just like remembers your name and is just cool with you. You don't have anybody that just shows up and sits down and is just like, obviously everybody wants to win a little bit of money and have a good time, but it's more about the camaraderie and just the fellowship, I guess you would say, being around and just having a good time, playing some poker, having a couple of drinks, and just, yeah.
It's a lot better than being in California.
Well, yeah, everything's better. Everything's better than
coming to California.
Everything's, yeah.
Not like, damn, Keith, go ahead, bro.
Oh, yeah, everything is better than California. The only thing that I miss about California is our Mexican food and being able to see the lines in the road. Because the roads in Texas fucking suck.
No,
but
I give you that.
But other than that, there's not good qualities. The weather's cool, but I could be inside,
Speaking of Mexican food, I just want to let y'all know that Noe checked in. He's still here. He's still on his phone. He's still alive, and he's not been deported. So
this motherfucker speaks better English than you do.
I just want to make sure that I just want y'all to know that Noe's still here and still available. So
and
hopefully,
also, Keith, I couldn't help but notice you said our Mexican food. Are you Mexican? Are you?
No, I'm not.
You make California Mexican food.
Yeah, California Mexican food. Because Tex-Mex and authentic Mexican food is not the same. I grew up 20 minutes from the border, going into TJ, getting tacos and stuff like that. So it's just not the same. Queso is not a thing in California. That's a dip that you have at a football game. Like you don't just drown burritos and enchiladas in it.
Nice.
But yeah, don't get me started about food. You guys know how fat I am. I love that.
All right, so that's good to know. I mean, you're a cool guy. We're pleased to have you here, and hopefully we see you be a regular in the AA Poker League. So now, who is your worst enemy? Like, who was a person like, man, I just gotta get the fucker out?
You're talking about at the poker table. Don't bring up a fourth grade bully into us.
Yeah.
Maybe shit about that.
This guy named Justin Delgado. No.
Give me a social.
In the league, well, Dan, awesome guy, but he gets me more often than not. And he's just a good poker player. So anytime I have a chance to take him out or call him, and that always feels good, you know.
Said no more lying, Keith. He's a good poker player.
Dan is a good poker player, but no, I'd say Dan. It always feels good to take his chips. Same thing with Nate. It always feels good to outbeat them. For somebody who I met at AIA, would definitely be the kid. The kid's a pretty strong player, and it always feels good when I know that I have the nuts and he overthinks, you know, and he's just like, "Oh, do you have it?" And then he'll end up calling, and then that always feels good, you know.
No, I hear you. I mean, the kid is a really good player, so when you could get a hand on him, yeah, it does feel satisfying. No,
but if we're talking about just this season, Robert, the way he bets, the way he's constantly just going all in, or doing like yesterday over at Beaver, he's at the table behind me, and he had the whole table just mad because he's just doing 30,000 bets on 1-2 and just taking everybody's chips that way.
This is what he does.
I wasn't mad. Well, I wasn't better than yesterday, but I ended up doing really well. So.
But you can't say you weren't mad because he frustrates everybody.
No, I know. I literally told the whole table, like, this guy's going to piss everybody off.
Yeah, sadly. That's a Robert thing. Mm-hmm. Okay, now, who is the best player? Like, you see him at your table, like, okay, now I got my table, like, handed to me. Like, if he's at this person, he or she is at my table. Who is that person?
Well, so far this season, it'd be Tina. She's got the lucky seat and just been getting hands and playing them well.
If we're don't lie.
And just saying, both weeks she's been killing it. But if we're talking about just in general, the person that I guess you would say I'm most scared of when they're at the table would be Noe.
Oh,
Noe is really hard for me. He'll pull it off, but yeah, he'll. But I also have a tendency to be like, oh, I have the straight on the board. Like I hit my straight and don't even see the flush kind of thing, you know, like I have a tendency to do that a lot, and I'll make a big bet and he'll think about it, and he's quiet, you know, so he doesn't talk a lot, and he'll call sometimes and he'll catch me, you know. And so I would say overall it's definitely him.
You know what makes Noe so dangerous too is that he's not overly aggressive a lot of the time unless he needs to be. Mm-hmm. And he can kind of, you know, go back and forth between, you know, the aggressive style, the sit back and watch style. He can play the Michael Bitten role where he's just kind of letting the hands coast by for an hour because he's won a good pot to kind of keep him in it. I've seen him play from low stack. I've seen him play from high stack. I think I agree with you in terms of one of the hardest players to read in the league for sure, Keith. Absolutely agree with that.
Yeah.
And you're right. No, he doesn't have nothing left on me. It's like, no, he's fearless. Like, he has nothing because, I mean, his last day could be limited here in Texas. Right now, he's just living life right now.
Hey, real quick. For
Aren't you Mexican too?
Yeah, no, he's a dipshit. He doesn't know where he's from. So listen, for all you idiots out, I mean, all you
that's why Noe's fearless.
Chris Woodmansey, social 4-5. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Oh, no way. Marty, if you can read the chat. No.
I'm reading the chat.
That's funny. Okay, that's cool. No,
by the way, why don't you read it out, Chris? Read it out. See, King is on as Noe, and he said Chris is talking shit because he eats a lot of ass.
Okay. Well, I first met Noe. Noe came over as a guest. I forgot who he subbed for. I think he subbed for Marty. But he came as a guest, and he sat at my table, and I was just shit talking with Noe, acting like I wanted him to introduce him, like myself, and hopefully he comes in as a player. And Noe said he had a fun time that night. Mm-hmm. And yeah, and then that's how we got Noe forever to be a member. Mm-hmm.
And he's my neighbor, and that's the real reason. Had nothing to do with Chris or happy.
But Noe still used love. He felt protected in his house. He just felt like Noe just loves it here because he loves the camaraderie.
Like respond into yourself, like
yeah,
I know.
Noe literally texted me yesterday and said, "I can't fucking stand Chris, but I go because I like all the other people there."
Shut up. Hey, hey, just like you, I call and check on Noe just like you.
I got space. No, Noe was talking to me the other day, and he was like, "You know that Chris guy?" I fucking hate him.
I fucking hate him. All right. So, back to the program. So now you've been in the league for half a season or like 4 weeks of last season and not this season. Who do you think is the struggle or is learning the game and not that good enough at the game of poker?
Words are hard today, apparently, Chris.
I want to try not to be rude, but who do you think that sucks at poker?
They were hard for me too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody really who's in the league. I don't think anybody really. Well, actually, no. Jacob, the new guy.
Okay.
I think he played with you guys in season 6.
Yep. No.
Yeah. He missed last week, but the first week he was very easy to read, and he was just doing really dumb calls and bluffing and stuff like that. And like he got a couple of them, but a lot of that was really easy reading. But again, I've only played with him once, so it's easy for me to say that.
Mhm.
But as for everybody else, I wouldn't say anybody really sucks at poker. Everybody has their own different styles. I think there's people that make really dumb calls, and I'm one of them. I'm pretty sure I call it every time. This is a stupid call right now, but I can't help myself, and I'll still call it. But I feel like there's a couple people in the league that will make calls that it's like, yo, why did you call that? I just bet 50K at 1-2, and you called with a 3-9 offsuit, and somehow sometimes they still hit. Like
They always hit. By the way,
yeah.
I got a text from Jacob just now, and he said, "Haha, trap set." So
Trap set.
you ran. It's gonna take you out. He said,
Okay.
I'm just relaying a message, man.
Hey, bring it on, Jacob.
Nice. That's all. I mean, yeah, Jacob's new. He's fairly new, so take it easy on him. But that's good. So now you're tied with me for 9th place. Who do you think that's in the top 8 that will drop to make room for you?
Well, I'm definitely gonna jump over you.
We're both in 9th.
I know. No, so
You better stretch,
I'm
bro.
popping right now. I think Chris is Chris
Saunders?
Yeah, Saunders. Yeah. I want to say that he's on the bubble. I want to say he's 8th. So if anybody is going to pass, I think it's going to be like passing him because he's the closest. But Marcia,
Yeah. By the way, here it's Chris, Saunders, Michael, Noe, Marcia, Dan, Robert, Lee, and Tina.
I think it would be Chris and Marcia. So Marcia, not because she's a bad player, but because she misses a lot of games. And if she doesn't show up and doesn't get a sub, then that's her getting 1 or 2 points. And if she does get a sub, who knows how that sub's going to do for her.
Yeah, she just texted me also and said, "Fuck off."
Yep. But if she shows up to every game, then I think she holds her position. She's a great player.
Yeah. You're right. All right. Now, well, last question. Is there any target that you have for someone coming this Thursday?
I'm always trying to take Dan and Nate out if they're at my table, just because their reactions are great. Just like the whole me trolling Nate and Dan with the shirt.
That was funny.
And having Dan sign it and everything like that. But that's all good fun and everything like that. If anything, it would be Robert, just because it'd be feel really good to get him out of the game, just because of the way he bets and everything like that. But overall, I don't really come into the game I want to take everybody out. I want as many souls as possible,
Yeah, exactly right. All right. Well, I mean, I hope the best. Hope you do take out Robert early. If you don't, well, you tried.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you again. Welcome to the program.
If I'm being honest, if he's at my table, then yes, we're gunning for him. But in all honesty, I don't want to be at the same table as him.
I don't think no one does.
So
Yeah, no one wants to be at the same table as him.
As who?
it's Robert.
I do. I don't mind that. Shit. Robert ain't shit. Like I said, Keith, one thing you'll notice about me is I like to fuck around and have a good time, man. I love the camaraderie. You said that. That's a key component as to why I keep coming back every single season. And we seem to add new and exciting people. And what I mean by exciting is like, I like the ability to go into a room, play some cards, talk some shit, high five, have a good time. I know week 1 wasn't a good scene for me leaving that early, but I'm allowed to get upset every once in a while. Shit. Catch my ass.
Anyway, but I love being able to do this podcast, talk shit on the podcast, do the porcelain corner, and then be able to high five and hug everybody when we leave on Thursday. So that's what makes me come back. I don't know about everybody else, but that's why I like this league.
Yeah, you said it perfectly, because it's definitely a great group of people.
Welcome to the fastest, slowest 3 minutes in poker. So after week 2, how did everybody do? Eric was out first, and then followed by Jacob with +2, Mike with +3. Unfortunately, yours truly went out next with +4, followed by Priscilla. We both went out on the same hand, +5. And Junior, who seems to be falling from grace, which I think all of us kind of like to see. Sorry, kid. Went out 19th with +6. Tony, +7, followed by The House in 17th with +8. Gavin in 16th +9. Tsunami, 15th +10, followed by Nate in 14th with +11, and then Aubrey, but she also took out Junior. That gave her an extra point, so total of +13. Gabe went out next in 12th with +13, followed by Robert in 11th with +14, but he had a 7-2 and took out Aubrey, which gives him an additional +2, giving him a total of +16. And then our guest, Keith, went out 10th with +15. No way, nobody in 9th with +16, but had a 7-2, which gives him a +1, additional for a total of +17. King Marty, 8th, +17, but took out Mike, the House, who was in the top, got a bounty, and Tony, which gives him a total of +22. Chris Saunders went out 7th and +18. And then the survivors of the night, Michael +19, which gives, and then an additional 1 point for surviving, +20. Dan +20, which survived, took out Sue, who had a bounty, took out Gabe, and our guest, Keith, with +6, giving him a +26 total. Peyton +21, but he survived the night, had a high hand, and had a bounty. And Dan, I think, had a bounty reward as well. And then Peyton had +2 with that, giving a total of +23, followed by Lee in 3rd place with +22, surviving the night, and also got 2 bounty reward points, giving him a total of +24. I don't think I wrote it down right. Marcia, who took both me and Priscilla out, got +23, survived the night, took out Andi, who had a birthday bounty, and I was in the top. Priscilla, Chris Saunders, who's in the top, giving her +9, equals a total of +32. And then Tina, for the 2nd week in a row, was 1st place, +24, survived the night, took out Gavin, who had a bounty, Nate, who had a bounty, Robert, who was in the top, Noe, who was in the top, had the most souls, and also took out Marty, which gives her a +11 with a total of +35. So where does that leave us with the week 2 standing? 1st place overall is Tina with +61, followed by Lee with +53, Robert with +49 in 3rd, Dan the Man, Beaver Man, is in 4th with +42, 5th is Marcia at +40, No Way is in 6th place with +38, 7th is Michael with +37, and Chris Saunders is the cut in 8th place with +35, followed by The House, Keith, and Keith are both tied for 9th place with +29, Marty +26 and 11th. We have a 3-way tie for 12th, which is Peyton, Tony, and myself with +24. We have a 2-way tie for 15th with Sue and Gabe in +21. Aubrey, 17th for +18. Nate is in 18th with +17. Priscilla is in 19th with +16. We have a 2-way tie for 20th, or I wrote it down twice. I don't know why I wrote Gavin down twice, but okay, Gavin +13. Jacob +9 in 22nd. Junior's in 23rd with +8. And then last place, it's Mike with +8. And that's the fastest, slowest 3 minutes in poker.
So with that being said, we're now going to the concluding moments where we do the porcelain corner. Keith, if you know this is where we make our picks for the week. You will be listed as guests, and your points will go under guests. Right now, the standings are guest 0, Andi 0, Lee 0, Chris 0, and Marty 1. Again, if you know my track history, I have not lost the porcelain corner since we started doing this, and that is everybody's goal. You have to pick who you think is going to go out first and who you think is going to win the night for this week 3. So you get to go first, bud.
First out, I'm going to go Peyton.
Okay.
Just because I've only played with him once or twice, and I don't know him very well, so I don't really know his playing style. So I'm going to go him. I'm going to say Aubrey to first.
Okay, nice.
I'm going to give it to Aubrey.
Wait, Aubrey to win, right? Okay.
Yes.
Got you. Lee did his picks right now. He picked Dan to win and Jacob to lose. Very, very, very politician-y of you.
Good stuff there, Lee. So, Andy, you got next.
Okay, so I think to win, it'll be Noe.
Nice pick. Okay.
And I think the first out will be Tony.
Tony. Interesting. Okay. All right, Chris, what you got?
I think the first out is going to be a woman. First out is going to be Tsunami.
Jesus.
Yeah, first out.
Okay.
And then the winner is going to be the kid.
The kid. Interesting. Little comeback action. Okay. What I've noticed on the first three picks is that, first couple of picks is Keith picked Beaver to win. Lee picked a Beaver to win. So I guess I have to fall in suit and not pick a Beaver to win. So let's go with Lee to win, because it's about time that he shows up in our league instead of the Beaver League. And then I picked Gavin to go out first. By the way, it was awesome. It was awesome playing with Gavin. He's a good fit to our group and stuff like that. But I think he's going to go out first this week. So
I'm going to be honest. I forgot all about Gavin. That's a good out first.
yeah, he sat in your last the whole fucking table. So no, I'm just kidding. I think he was next to you, wasn't he?
No, I haven't sat at his table yet at the AIA.
Yeah, he was our table.
Came over for a little bit to our table.
Tony did, and then Chris did.
No, I started at his table.
Oh yeah, you were supposed to be at our table, and then you moved over there.
Yeah.
Tony was the one who moved over there. But I played with Gavin at Beaver quite a few times, and he's sometimes he's doing great, and other times it's not so much, so.
Yeah, I agree. So that's the Porcelain Corner, man. Usually it's a moment where people get their feelings hurt. It's not meant to be like that. It's just meant to have a little fun. So Chris, if you could do me a favor and take us out, sir.
All right.
You're done for the day.
Keith, for tuning in as our guests of the week. So make sure you get your 25K bonus chip. Tune in, everyone, for next week as we go over the week 3 standings and who's in first and who's in the cut and who's in last place. Will it change? Will it be a difference? Will it make a top 8 more entertaining? Tune in for next week. If you do not, you will be like
Chris going out first, Marty. Let's go.
Okay.
Not going. I'm just kidding.
No, that was good. I like it. Let's keep it.
No need to be so aggressive. We fucked up on that word, by the way. If you're listening live, you got a bonus. So aggressive is the word. If you listen to this podcast later, I'll add the editor, add in a few of those. We messed up, man, because it was so chaotic today.
Aggressive.
Yeah, just wait for Lee's text. He'll say it 13 times before the text message is over. So
yeah, he's gonna post it in like all caps.
Yeah. So anyway, well, we appreciate you guys joining us. Tune in next week. I can't wait to see what's in store.